My name is Kim Vincent Layton, and I am an instructional designer at Humboldt State University.
Hi, my name is Morgan Barker. I'm an instructional designer at Humboldt State University.
I think the value of QOLT is really focused on not only just recognizing faculty in the work and in the efforts they're doing to make improvements in their courses, but also to identify exemplary practices that can be shared across the system, which is really what it's all about. If we're a system and we're trying to share with one another these proven practices, it makes sense to highlight and share those in various ways, whether it's with the CSU or locally on our campus. So I find value in that. And the other part that I really feel strongly about is the feedback component of it, because it seems easy to go through the instrument and say, oh, okay, that objective was met, that was met, or not, that kind of thing. But I think the most value is where we identify exactly what feedback, what room for improvement is there. So in other words, the objective could be met, and it satisfies the instrument in terms of meeting it, but maybe it's not, there's still some room for improvement. And that's where I feel like the faculty find most value in it.
Good question. What is the value of QOLT? Well, when you go, look at the name of QOLT, Quality Online Learning and Teaching Rubric, right? That's the emphasis, is quality. And I would say as well that a lot of the points in QOLT lead towards effective, efficient teaching also, not only for students, but also for the instructor. So we're trying to promote the quality of the course, but also all the little pieces that make up the quality, right? And so that's really the benefit to the instructor, is getting to see the little pieces and how they work in the entire framework.
Because that's why we're here, and that's why our students are here. We want to, really set out a very deliberate plan of what we hope they walk away with in terms of skill and knowledge. And if we're not looking at those student outcomes and making sure that they're very specific and defined and meaningful, and that they're measurable, then I don't think we're doing our job here. I don't think we're doing service to our students. And so that's probably one of the...
I like to describe it in my office as being kind of the host of a party, right? When somebody comes into your house, you show them where the bathroom is, you show them where the drinks are, you show them where the food is, right? And so that's just a simple way to describe a course, that you want to introduce students to everything you have to offer. You want them to have a good, productive time during the course too, right? And then when you show them to the door, you want them to have a warm and comfortable closing also. So those are elements that I would describe in a course. Obviously, there are far more technical details that a student needs to get out of it, right? But any guest coming to a party wants to get something out of their experience, right? And so that translates to the student, that by keeping all of these pieces nice and tight and valuable, the student gets something out of the experience, right? And that's what we typically see with student learning outcomes and such that end up being reported. But ultimately, even if they're not reported, you want to see this leap that the students make during the time period of the course, right? From start to finish.
Well, my personal favorite, but it is a key component, is the section that's on assessment of student learning, which is section 2. And the reason why it's my personal favorite is just because I am really interested in that topic, and I kind of feel like if we're looking at student learning outcomes and potentially as an instructor, you often just get your outcomes. It's given to you by your department, your program, your college, and these are what you use. You plop them in your syllabus. But what the QOLT does and what this section does is really give us an opportunity to dive deeper into looking at the student learning outcomes. And
I particularly like the accessibility aspects, but that's for any type of disability or any student, right? And when you look at it, every student needs accessibility. And going back to the party, I see accessibility as being something continuous throughout the course, and that's really clear, especially when the graphics and the interface are concerned. I really like that mix that we've got in the online world, that it is this graphic website that you're teaching someone through, right? And so to do that, it has to be beautifully visually appealing, but then at the same time effective and efficient as far as the students' point of view is concerned, and well organized. I can't emphasize enough how a well organized course in any manner, face-to-face, hybrid, or online, benefits the student, and the QOLT rubric really forces organization in some aspects.
Right.